I was buck-ass naked in my shitty little apartment shower. The water was barely warm. Naturally, because my cheapskate landlord Larry wouldn't fix the damn heater. I was lathering up with this off-brand soap that smelled like despair and pine cones when I heard this faint thud, thud, thud from the front door. I figured it was just Big Tony upstairs, stomping around like he was auditioning for a one-man percussion show. No sweat. I kept scrubbing my junk when out of nowhere the bathroom door swung open like the fucking cops were busting a meth lab. There stood Larry, all 5'4" of him, in this stained polo and cargo shorts, clutching a clipboard like he was about to grade my shower game. His beady eyes went wide and his jaw dropped, showing off teeth that looked like they'd chewed asphalt for decades. I froze, mid-scrub, one hand on my dick, the other gripping a loofah like it was my last hope. Soap suds were dripping down my face, burning my eyes. It was some horror show shit you'd pay good money to unsee. Rent checks due, he barked, like that was a normal opener for staring at a naked tenant. I was still trying to wrap my head around this greasy little gremlin barging in, acting like I owed him an explanation. Larry, what the fuck? I yelled, my voice cracking like a kid at a school recital. I tried to cover up with the shower curtain, but it was one of those flimsy plastic pieces of shit, half melted from years of neglect, so it just stuck to my wet ass like saran wrap on leftovers. You can't just barge in here, you creepy fucker. He didn't even blink. I knocked, he said, waving that clipboard like it was his hall pass. You didn't answer, so I let myself in. Had to check the pipes. Tenant downstairs said there's a leak. He squinted at me, then at the shower head like he was fucking Columbo solving a mystery. You were wasting water, you know. That's gonna cost you. I stood there, dick in hand, dignity long gone, and this prick was giving me a lecture on water bills? Larry, I was in the middle of a shower. Get the hell out. I started flailing, trying to shoo him off, but the loofah slipped and smacked him right in the chest. It hit with a wet splat, leaving a foamy streak across his Larry's Rentals logo. He looked down at it, then back at me, and I swear this smug little grin crept across his face. Assaulting your landlord, huh? That's grounds for eviction, he said, his eyes gleaming like he'd hit the petty revenge lottery. Eviction? I screeched, slipping on the tiles. I grabbed the shower rod for balance, and, of course, the whole damn thing ripped out of the wall with a loud crack. The curtain collapsed around me like a shitty Roman robe, and I ended up tangled, half-blind, cussing like a sailor who'd bashed his shin on a keg. You're the one breaking into my bathroom, you sweaty little troll. I'll sue your ass. Larry didn't budge. He stepped closer, and started poking the showerhead with a pen from his pocket like he was some DIY plumber. Looked fine to me. Maybe the leak was you pissing away my water bill. He chuckled, this wheezy, wet sound that made me want to hurl. Get out, Larry! Out! I screamed so loud my throat ached, but he kept messing with the showerhead, muttering about maintenance fees and tenant duties. I lost it. I grabbed the shampoo bottle and chucked it at him. It bounced off his bald spot with a solid thunk, and he yelped like a kicked mutt. You little shit, he snapped, rubbing his head. That's it. I'm doubling your rent, and I'm keeping your deposit for emotional distress. He had suds on his shirt, a red mark on his scalp, and this looked like he was about to call his lawyer or his mommy. I didn't give a fuck anymore. I ripped the curtain off, fully bare ass now, and charged at him like a soaked, naked linebacker. Emotional distress? I'll show you distress, you nosy bastard. He shrieked and stumbled back, tripping over the bath mat and crashing ass first into the toilet. He flailed, clipboard flying, and I towered over him, dripping water and rage. All right, he squealed, throwing up his hands like I was going to deck him. I'll leave. Jesus, you're unhinged. He scrambled up and bolted out of the bathroom. I heard him trip over something in the living room, probably that rickety coffee table he wouldn't fix. And then the front door slammed. I stood there, soaked, shaking, and panting like I'd run a 5K. The shower was still running, the rod was toast, and there was a loofah-shaped soap smear on the floor. I shut off the water, wrapped myself in a towel that reeked of mildew, and flopped onto the couch. My heart was hammering, and I knew I'd just kicked off a feud with the pettiest landlord alive. 2 days later, I got a text from Larry. Rent's due. Also, you owed me $50 for the shower rod. And don't think I forgot about that loofah assault. I laughed so hard I nearly pissed myself. Fitting, considering his leak bullshit.